I would like to talk now about the challenge in different branches. Besides our typical automation manufacturing branches, we have also the process industry. And Sebastian, you're here as an expert in our team to talk about requirements and application in process industry. Now, what are the differences between the process industry, which is oil, gas, and so on, and the typical machine building companies?
So the main difference is that we work with gases and liquids. So we do not have any countable goods like tires or cars. We work with batches and continuous processes. So the automation is also a bit different. We do not focus on cycle times or speed, but on high plant availability through, for example, redundancy.
Okay, but nevertheless, there are specific requirements, and that's why we have here a portfolio of special blue terminals, which have an incredibly safe input and output options. But this is not all we need to realize application in the process industry, don't we?
That's right. Actually, the main focus right now is on software. So roughly only 20% of our process applications right now are based on the blue terminals. The most cases, our gray terminals like these are fully enough because of their certifications. And currently, like I said, we are more focusing on the software part, for example, like HMIs or libraries like that. And that's why we also grown up our team for that.
Okay. I mean, if most applications run with our standard terminals, I think this is perfect information for the industry because we have over 1,000 different ones.
That's right.
But there were still some terminals missing. So I noticed you have a new gray terminal. It looks boring from the outside, but it's cool from the inside. So what is the secret?
So it looks like our standard portfolio. It's based on our portfolio. It's based on our EL3182, so our analog input with the hard functionality. And what we did here is we erased the analog part. So we built up a communication interface just for the hard protocol. And the cool fact about this is that you can integrate it into existing plants and add that up to the 4 to 20 milliamp signal without interfering with it. So we can read out more additional information out of the field device via the hard protocol here.
So our customers using sensors with hard interface can now easily adapt this into the automation field.
Exactly, yeah.
And this saves money, increased performance. What is the key challenge?
So the idea is, based on the customer requirements, of course, that you add that up to the existing system without touching it, like I said, or without interfering with it, with the signal, and then gain more information out of the field. And that's important because the industry is now in a critical period because lower demand and rising energy prices, for example. And that's why they focus on new topics like, for example, reducing the maintenance effort. And that's why they need more information out of the field to do that. And that's what they can do with our terminal, read out more information, so-called vitality data out of the sensors, and like put that into an OPC server, for example, with our IPCs, send that into a cloud or some predictive maintenance tools, and then reduce the personal effort, reduce the maintenance effort, and at the end, save costs.
Wow. So with just one extra terminal access the whole portfolio, can be used for retrofit, can be used for new installations. Sebastian, good news for the industry.